Oh my God, who the hell cares?
We're standing. Oh, can't even hear me kick the desk. Let me get this mic a little bit closer and let me kick this desk. Now let me punch this desk. Guys, we're back with another episode of One Man, Two Balls. We're standing room only today. And you might be asking yourself, Smut, it's been two gosh dang freaking weeks. What's going on, man? Tell you what's going on, man. Week 1, Xavier was sick. And I totally slacked on either just rocking a solo episode or finding a suitable replacement guest. Week 2, Xavier came over. We recorded an ep. Audio was messed up in the entire first half. And guys, I don't want to put out a subpar quality episode. I'll still be releasing that second half. I'm going to name it 0.5, and we're just going to sneak it in. We're going to release it at the same time as this episode. It's going to be concurrent. This one's going to be a little shorter. Guys, a little solo ep. You haven't heard Xavier's beautiful voice. I just woke up from several naps in a row. Let's get this out of the way. Why am I standing? That's because my beautiful, lovely feline friend, Stuart, decided to throw up in my chair. It's sitting over there. It's drying. I just washed it, so that was cool. But we're standing. Completely forget what I was saying before. But guys, we're standing. We're here with another episode. Solo. Guys, we're freaking standing. We can get active. We're freaking standing, guys. Oh, I took several naps. Guys, I'm probably going to take a lot of pauses in between saying stuff, and my voice might be different. Guys, I got punched really hard on Thursday at MMA. Not cool. I still have a headache, and anytime that I get like rocked or anything, I just get super tired, and I start taking these long-ass naps, which, I totally let my body do because that's probably my body's way of repairing the damage that was done. Guys, I've never been hit this hard in my entire life. I didn't fall down. I didn't get knocked out or anything, so I'm not a pussy. Don't worry. But, so we're going. Oh, this is the disadvantage of holding the mic. So we're going. We're sparring. Touch sparring, mind you. So we're going. I'm with this dude. And I throw. Well, what I'm noticing is he's not checking my leg kicks. He's trying to catch him with his hands. So he's putting his hands down every time that I throw the leg kick. So if this were a real fight, I'd take this as, I'm just going to knock this dude the fuck out because I'm going to do my combo with a leg kick a couple times, bait him into trying to catch that leg kick, and then finally I'm going to go to the head and just end this dude. But we don't throw head kicks in sparring because, that's just an accident. Bound. A terrible thing bound to happen by somebody who can't control their kicks. So, for the time being, I'm like, all right, let's just teach this guy a lesson. So what I do, we're going, and then I twist like this, whap, to make him think that I'm going to throw the leg kick. Sure enough, he drops his hands, and then I just, boom, going with the jab, hit him with the 1, hit him with the 2, and then he starts backing up, so I'm like, all right, let's just make this dude back all the way up, and then I go in with the double jab, and then as I'm stepping in with the 2, he slips it, and I'm like, oh, rats. And then I see him fucking wing this overhand, and I'm like, oh, double rats. And then it fucking hits me square in the nose. And, dude, I had to back up heavy. I was like, oh. He's like, oh, dude, you good? And I'm like, yeah. And then we kept sparring, and then, so that was fine. And then I did the jiu-jitsu after that. And then did some more MMA stuff. Got hit in the head a little bit more for good sake. And then Friday, did the jiu-jitsu again. Today is Saturday. I didn't do the MMA this morning because I still have the headache right now. It's 6:54 p.m. And I got hit at probably like 6:15 on Thursday. So, guys, I got fucking rocked. And at work, I'm feeling it, man. It's like I have to think twice, just to feel like thinking once before. So hopefully this headache goes away. Hopefully this isn't just the way that my life is forever, because it's not cool. And, there may be some people that's like, what? There's risks associated with MMA. Yeah, if I'm fucking competing. If I'm training, I'm not expecting to eat a full overhand, ever. Except maybe once by accident, but I don't know if this one was accidental, folks. Try to adjust this camera so y'all can actually see me as I'm pacing and monologuing. There we go. So, basically, got a short little episode. Even last week, just because it's half of one. But, audio quality got messed up. I super feel bad about that, guys. That was completely my fault. Because originally, the way we do the 2 mic setup thing is we use a software called Voicemeeter Banana. I didn't name it, it's whatever. It's awesome name. In order to do a virtual splitter thing rather than buying an actual professional switchboard. And when we're doing a mic check, we record, and then in order to listen back to it, you can't have the software open, because for some reason in the video player by Microsoft, it doesn't like when you have it open. I still haven't gotten to the bottom of it because it's never really been a problem before. So we close out of it, and then we listen back, and we're like, all right, we're good, let's go. But the thing is that when you open it back up, well, no, in OBS, it saves the audio device. It doesn't auto-update it. So when we recorded the first half last week, it still had the audio input as that virtual output from the software. And I forgot to reopen the software, so it was just nothing. And then I realized, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, oh, whatever. Must have been recording just using 1 mic instead of 2, but we'll be all right. Then later on editing, I realized, oh, OBS doesn't auto-update, so that was a lot bigger of a problem. And then halfway through the second half, something with the audio with the 2 mics desynced a little bit, and the audio just kind of starts sounding bad, and I'm like, okay, I'm not releasing this. So that's the little backstory on that. You guys can still watch the episode. If you love hearing our voices that much or whatever. But there's an important announcement in that episode. But just in case you don't watch, guys, rest in peace, Tinder terrorism. You guys may be wondering, oh, did you get spam reported for being creepy, being schizophrenic, not actually being the person you're saying you're being? Because Xavier and I were controlling each other's accounts. Nay, I say, nay. Guys, I found myself a beautiful girlfriend. So obviously I'm not going to be on Tinder, even for another dude's sake, out of respect for my new, awesome, beautiful, humble, smart girlfriend. I'll throw a picture up right there, and we'll do another one, actually. Boom, 2 pictures. So that's a little update on there. So no more Tinder terrorism as of now. Maybe we just get Kane in here. I just give Kane Xavier's, and we're like, and let's get back to Kane at the studio. He's like, how you guys doing? Anyways, no, not her. No. Maybe we just have Kane go out there and go shopping for Xavier. Xavier hinted at maybe controlling his own Tinder, but that's not really that fun unless he just is crazy. And guys, cutting this one a little bit, a little bit short episode, just because this solo stuff, I don't feel like I can confidently go on for more than about half an hour when it's just me, because here's the thing, I usually go into an episode with about 10 minutes of stuff that I know I want to say, about 10 minutes of material tops. So once we start pushing it out to an hour, shit gets rough. But I got my little notebook here, rocking off the notes. So what I wanted to do with this episode in specificity, look at that, I can still say big words even though I got hit. But I'm gonna listen to this back, and it's just gonna be like fucking. I'm gonna be slobbering all over myself, guys. I really hope it's not like this. For the rest of my life, this is not cool. But what I wanted to do with this episode, since we're a little bit short here, we're gonna talk about music, guys. Welcome to the music corner. Roll saxophone. So here in this music corner, we're just gonna talk about music, guys. We're just gonna talk about music. We're not gonna talk about corners because we're already in the corners. We're just gonna talk about music. So, guys, I don't even know how I want to break this down really, but here's the thing. If you've known me since freshman year of high school, which many of you have, you'll know that I am and always will be and always have been a gigantic Clairo fan. I've been a Clairo fan not since day one, probably day four. Probably like a day four Clairo fan back when she was still making bedroom pop, before she had any albums or anything out. But guys, me and my beautiful girlfriend, we're going to a Clairo concert next week. I'm so hyped. But let's talk about Clairo for a second, guys. It's 2024. The Clairo underground train has really left, especially with the release of her new album, Charm, her third studio album. So this isn't like Eli's putting you on before they get big so you can say you were cool, because that ship has sailed, but we'll get into that next. But guys, if you haven't already listened to Charm by Clairo, her new album, if you don't even know who Clairo is, dude, just throw on Charm right now. That album is so good, dude. It literally sometimes almost makes me like tear up because I'm like, she's so talented. And her first two albums were really good as well. Immunity was her first studio album, and then Sling was her second. But she's exploring definitely a new sort of sound with this third one. So Clairo, she started off as like a bedroom pop artist, much like Biba Doobie, guys. Listen to Biba Doobie. I'll put the spelling up here. This is the spelling segment. BeaBaDoe. Guys, I got hit in the head. Thinking actually is like taking effort. It's fucked up. I really don't like this. Sort of like Biba Doobie started out as well. So this bedroom pop, it's just like Pretty Girl by Clairo is the one that she really blew up on. Listen to the Pretty Girl by Clairo. If we want to do the chronological experience, which I highly recommend if you're getting into an artist. So just listen to Pretty Girl by Clairo. Listen to maybe Bubblegum by Clairo. And that'll give you a good feel for her bedroom pop era. But then she released her first album, Immunity, which is kind of like a slower, sadder, just kind of like, I don't know how to describe it exactly, just kind of like a girl's outlook on the world, sort of. So that's a really good album. And then she came out with her second one, Sling, and this one was a lot happier. It felt a little more granola, like, okay, this is like modern log cabin music, But this third one, Charm, I don't know, the production on this is incredible. She went like full, like 60s, 70s type vibe. And guys, what I want you to do right now, listen to Charm in its entirety. Just listen to it. Go. Okay, so now that you're done, guys, you probably just appreciated that and loved that album. But now I want you to listen to it again, but just listen to the drums. Whoever composed the drums on this album, incredible. It's like sometimes you'll listen, well, at least I will as a musician. I'll listen to a song and I'll be like, oh, maybe I would have done the drums a little bit differently because, everybody has their own style. I'm like, oh, I would have played it like this. But there's a few songs that are like, oh, no, that's perfect. But this whole album is damn near like, oh, I wouldn't have even thought of doing that because I would have done this, but this is way better. Whoever composed the drums was a genius on Charm, guys. You need to listen to that album. It's so good. Everyone's favorite is Juna, which is an incredible song, funny music video as well. But, and here's the thing, she's like, oh, this is my first music video, but that's not real. That's not true. Real Clairo fans know that her first music video was Pretty Girl, and then she had a second one with Forever. But, that's besides the point. That's just some insider knowledge. But, guys, Juna, incredible song, but there's just so many great songs off of that album. I mean, Terrapin is really going to be the one where I'm going to recommend you just listen to the drums. That one is so good. Second Nature, so good. Guys, literally the entire album, except my least favorite song on the album is Echo, and that's literally the only one that I'd even consider skipping. I'm giving this album an official 9.2 out of 10 is what I'm doing, guys. Oh my gosh. The album is just so good. I'm so excited to see her live. So guys, if you haven't listened to Clairo before, take the little chronological, holy shit, guys. We might be in some trouble. Chronological journey. Listen to the Bedroom Pop stuff, and then listen to Immunity. Just go ahead and listen to probably Softly. What songs are even all on Immunity? I know Softly is. That's the best song on that album, probably. Let's just check here. Let's pull her up. So Immunity, yeah, Softly is probably the best. Sophia is the most popular. A lot of people really like Bags. I've never been a huge Bags fan. I really like Alewife. That was the first track on the album. Kind of underrated. So just listen to those tracks, and then you'll be like, okay, so this is Immunity. This is her, like I said, kind of girl's disposition here. And then Sling, just listen to the whole album, basically. I love this album. It was when Charm came out, and everyone was like, okay, Charm is Clairo's best album. I was one of those people who was like, I don't know, man. Sling is still number one, even after I listened to Charm probably twice. But guys, I've been listening to Charm a lot. Like, I'm probably on like listen 10 of the album. Guys, Charm is Clairo's best album. It's so hard. It's so hard to defend any of the other albums, but oh man, I just love this album so much. Listen to the entire thing. Just listen to the whole thing. But if you're not going to, definitely listen to Juna, just because that's the most popular. So that's gonna be the most palatable, probably. If you're like, no, I only listen to folk music. Listen to Juna. If you just listen to Juna, it's the most popular, therefore most palatable. Listen to Juna. So that one's like right in the middle to end. But Nomad, the first track is really good, but it kind of, I don't know. It's the first song on the album, which kind of sets a tone for what the rest of the album really kind of isn't. So don't be deceived by Nomad. Sexy to Someone, she released that one as a single upcoming. The album, that's a good song. Second Nature, now we're really getting into the meat and potatoes, guys. Second Nature, it's so hard to rank these, but Second Nature is one of the best. The next one, Slow Dance, one of the best. Thank You, super good. Terrapin, definitely one of the best. Juna, definitely one of the best. Add Up My Love, definitely one of the best. Echo, that's the only one I'd even consider skipping, guys. Glory of the Snow, excellent. Pier 4. Pier 4 has the least streams on the album, and it's seriously one of my most of them are one of my favorites, but this is one of my favorites off of the album, and it has the least streams. So if you're trying to be one of those people who's like super duper cool, like, oh, I like stuff that nobody else really likes, just listen to Pier 4. Give her a listen, guys. I thoroughly enjoy it. And I don't like to think I'm one of those people. I like to think that I'm just genuinely into stuff that people aren't really picking up on, I'm not doing it to like try to be cool. That's just the way it is. I can't help how cool I am, guys. So guys, definitely Clairo, Charm, and that's it's almost too late to start being a Clairo fan, guys, because she's she's blurring up. There's no other way to say it. She's just blurring up. Okay, let's get into some stuff that you can seem a little bit cool because not many people are onto them yet. So this one I might be a week late on. The Marias, excellent band. I talked about on the episode with Ramen how their newest album, Submarine, is so good. But the Marias just recently had their Tiny Desk concert on NPR, which, if you guys aren't watching these NPR Tiny Desks, you guys are super duper missing out. Since it's like Latin Heritage Month, they've been putting out strictly Latin bands, and guys, you'll get put on to so much good music watching these NPR Tiny Desks, and you'll see some of your favorite artists and bands performing in a cool stripped down acoustic version. So I'll just recommend these to literally anybody. But the Marias, they're blurring up a little too hard now because of the NPR Tiny Desk, so I apologize for not putting this out a week earlier before the release of that. But go ahead. You can. I give you my permission. So here's the thing, guys. I'm not bilingual. The Marias is a bilingual band. I'm sure you guys listen to some Kali Uchis, who's also bilingual. Even in her songs, she'll switch languages, which I find is really cool because, there's just some words in certain languages that just convey something that the direct translation, air quotes, because there's no real such thing, can properly convey. And the Marias, they don't really do the bilingual that much within the song. They do it a few times, but they have a lot of dedicated Spanish songs. So if you're not into the bilingual switch within a song, you're going to be good because their English songs are super good and their Spanish songs are super duper good. So just listen to their newest album, Submarine, and you'll probably be good, but I definitely recommend exploring their whole discography. What is that album called? It's Super Clean 2. The Marias. Super Clean Volume 2, super good album. So let's just go over some songs here by the Marias off of their newest album, Submarine. Okay, like Charmed, there's a lot of songs that I just love on here. Run Your Mouth, excellent. Paranoia, boom. Lejos de ti, boom. Love You Anyway, boom. Ay No Puedo, boom. No One Noticed, absolute best song on the album, guys. I fucking do backflips for this song. And then the last one, Sienna. I love Sienna so much. That song is so good. That one, every time it plays, I have to replay it again. No One Noticed is the... This is weird, because No One Noticed is definitely the best song on the album, but I think I like Sienna the most. There's just something about the vibe of it. And, I can enjoy these Spanish songs, guys. I'm not bilingual, but I'm bilingual curious, if that makes sense. So I'm interested in learning different languages. So I love music, even if I don't understand what they're saying. I listen to a lot of Brazilian bossa nova, So you don't have to know the language because I think music transcends that. I think it's sort of a universal language. But like I was saying, how there's certain words that just, don't mean the same with their air quotes direct translation. They have a song off of Super Clean Volume 2, Carino. And the head of the band, Maria herself, talks about this song and the word in the Tiny Desk episode. Carino is a Spanish term of endearment, air quotes, but depending on how it is used, it can even mean to just caress. So this is one of those words that is just, there's no proper direct translation because it can mean 6 different words, but it's just love, So listen to that song. and start using the word Carino, guys. So let's talk about another artist that is probably too late to get put onto, but she's super good anyways.
Don't you notice how I get quiet when there's no one else around?
Laufey, and that is Laufey. Laufey. She is Icelandic, so she's got funny pronunciations. But she's aight. She's aight. She speak good. She sing good. Sings great. Seriously, one of the best voices. And guys, I'm a sucker for bands / artists that just have a different sound from anything else. Because half of the time in this highly corporatized music industry, you're just getting like 10 of the same people at a time. Like, you know, I might get sticks and stones, breaking my bones over this one. But Future and Young Thug, man, sometimes I can't remember if it's a Future or a Young Thug song. I don't know what it is, just that YSL. I don't know. It's almost too similar to me. But so I'm a sucker for bands / artists that just have a super unique sound. And Laufey is definitely one of them, bringing jazz standards to this year of 2024, guys. Her voice is so magnificent live. So let's just go ahead and get into Laufey a little bit here. Albums, Bewitched, and Everything I Know About Love. Guys, just listen to the whole thing. I don't even want to pick out my favorites. Just listen. And then A Night at the Symphony. So this is your little treat. Once you've listened to Bewitched and Everything I Know About Love, listen to her Night at the Symphony album. But listen to it on YouTube where you can watch her perform, guys. You would never ever in your life guess that it was live just because her voice is that good. She has an amazing tiny desk as well, so listen to that. But guys, Laufey is so good. I've been in a lovey-dovey music taste here for the past probably 4 months, and Laufey has absolutely been fueling that because like Clairo's Immunity album, she just kind of brings an interesting female perspective to being a hopeless romantic. And you know, a lot of her songs are about the love not working out, but I don't know, there's something about her music is, I don't know, it just gets me feeling some sort of way. I start tearing up. I actually teared up the first time that I watched her Night at the Symphony thing. I will unashamedly say that. I don't know, guys. I just feel Laufey. I don't know what it is. It's definitely the unique noise. I mean, the unique sound that just gets to me. Strikes me deep in my core. So, guys, definitely listen to Laufey. Here's one that we might be maybe a little bit too late. I'm late on discovering this band. We got Khruangbin, which is Khruangbin. So that is a Thai word. I don't speak Thai, and I never even looked up what it means. But this band gets a lot of their inspiration from Thai music, which is very interesting. But specifically Thai funk. And guys, I said I'm a sucker for these artists / bands with just a simply different sound. You will never, ever show me anything like Khruangbin, guys. So what I'm going to recommend for you guys, this is a band that you just have to see. So first of all, just go on YouTube, type in Khruangbin space KEXP. Guys, similar to Tiny Desk, there's a Seattle radio station called KEXP that will have these bands / artists on for live performances. Guys, you will get put on to so much great music listening to KEXP.org. It's a completely like open, I don't know what to call it, like open source, free market sort of radio station that's 100% nonprofit. and they have a ton of different DJs that will just play, their selections of music. So you'll get put on to a lot of awesome music listening to KEXP. But this band just has such a look, because you got the guitarist. He's this, like, shadowy figure. He's got bangs that cover his eyes. And, dude, he's just making... And he's got long hair, like, down to his hips. And he's just absolutely making this guitar sing. And then you pan your eyes a little bit, and you see the bass player. And she's just absolutely laying down some funk and swaying her hips. And then you're like, is that a drum machine or is that a man? And you look back, and there's this guy on the drum set who is absolutely just fucking locked in. If you go to the comments of any of their videos, 70% of the comments are just saying how good the drummer's time is. You will never find any band like Khruangbin for like the next 5 years. Guys, you just need to listen to their watch their KEXP performance, because what I really like about the KEXP live room stuff is they'll not just have the artists showcase their music, they'll also do a little bit of an interview with them so that you can understand the artist a lot better. So definitely watch that, and you'll get a hint on some of their musical influences. But basically, the songs they play in that set are mostly from their album Contura El Mundo, which is my personal favorite album of theirs. Maria Tambien definitely being my favorite song off of there. Maybe a little bit basic because that's like their number one song, but I don't know. There's just something. The way he makes his guitar sing is incredible, and you could never do this without how deep of all their music influences are. Like, this guy's like, oh yeah, my main guitar influences are like, and he names like 6 Ethiopian guitar players. It's like, I couldn't name one. I'm going to be honest. I couldn't name one. And this guy is naming them like, oh, yeah. And actually, interestingly enough, Khruangbin has their own little like Facebook live stream radio show where they'll play music that they're into. So if you want to get put on to some obscure stuff, definitely listen to that. But Khruangbin, that's a band I need to see live. I need to see Leve live. I'm seeing Clara live. But Khruangbin, definitely something really awesome. I would love to see the Marias live as well, but I don't know. I don't like feel the need to listen to them live quite like these other artists.
I wanna hold the hand inside
you. Then we got Mazzy Star, guys. Mazzy space STAR. If you like Lana Del Rey, check. If you like Nirvana, check. If you like Fleetwood Mac, check. If you love any of them, or if you like all 3, Mazzy Star, guys. Again, one of those bands. It's a duo. At one point, I believe they did pick up a third, a bass player, but this group, duo, trio, whichever, so I don't know. It's just I'm so attracted to these different sounds, that you won't hear anywhere else. So definitely listen to Mazzy Star, guys. Just explore the whole discography. Just feel it, because I don't know. This is just some feeling music. We're feeling things. Next band, Dive, and this is DIIV. Guys, everyone wants to be Y2K nowadays, Everyone's listening to shoegaze. This is probably the best shoegaze band out there right now, in my personal opinion. I really, really like Wisp, but I think I gotta say that Dive is probably the best. Their new album, I believe it's Frog and Boiling Water. Frog and Boiling Water, yeah, that's, I believe this is, their most recent album. Guys, you gotta listen to Frog and Boiling Water. Crazy album. Just, I don't know, there's something about, I definitely get this Y2K stuff, especially with the shoegaze music, because again, I'm so attracted to these unique sounds. you'll just never, these shoegaze songs, it's like, I'm not an emo person, I'm not sad, don't get me wrong, I love me some Deftones and everything, but these shoegaze bands in specific, I don't know, man, because if you've never listened to shoegaze, let me just lay it down for you here. It's like rock. Oh, hold up, we gotta take a little intermission here. We'll get back into this. We're back several many hours later, and we're talking about shoegaze bands, guys. If you've never listened to shoegaze music before, like I said, let's lay it down. So, for me, personally, shoegaze, it's like rock, but when it's like raining at night is the sort of vibe that I feel when I listen to shoegaze music. Because, so, it's important to also understand that most shoegaze is pretty slow, and that just opens up this wonderful room for these very intricate guitar riffs, whereas, most, when you think of rock, is sort of a faster beat, and it's just basic chord progressions. It's mostly like vocal centric, and then every once in a while, or maybe just every song, you get treated with a guitar solo, and you're like, okay. But with shoegaze, it feels so heavy. It's just the sort of emotions that they're trying to convey within the music. I mean, you can feel it. Just like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know. Like, if you've ever been sick and you've had a bunch of like phlegm in your lungs, you just feel it. You're like, I'm like an emo werewolf right now. So that's the sort of feeling that I get from shoegaze, because then you get these beautiful, intricate guitar parts, and it's just so beautiful. And then the vocals sort of just join the other instruments. It's not necessarily that we don't care about the vocals anymore, but it's like they just lower down to the level of all the other instruments, and you just get to enjoy the harmony of everything together. So that's my little spiel on shoegaze music. So let's go next artist. Slash band, guys. Definitely late on this one. You're not going to be cool anymore, but the Yusef Days Experience, that is the YUSSEF space DAYES space experience. Guys, again, with the sort of way out there different sounds, this is Yusef Days is seriously probably the most talented drummer that is currently making music right now. This guy. So my first experience with him was a few months back. I had seen him on Instagram. It was a clip of his Chasing the Drums performance, and I was basically instantly hooked and listened to his entire discography that day, because this is the closest that I've ever gotten to properly explaining this. Is he sort of plays the drums as if they were some sort of other instrument. I still haven't quite figured out how to explain what it is about Yusef Days. Specifically, that's just so incredible to me. But it is just the way that he plays the drums. Like, I mean, judging by the way the guy dresses, I can only imagine you unlock this superhuman ability through many drugs. But that's not to discredit him at all. But just the way that he plays the drums, it's like it's some sort of other instrument. And just hearing him with his live band playing, it's like everything is just working together brilliantly. Like it's not like the drums are just there providing a beat for everyone else. It's like, I don't know, they're just all on the same clock, and they're just all going together all at the same time. So recommended tracks from the Yusef Days experience, or just Yusef Days himself. Definitely gotta go with his colors presentation of Chasing the Drum. Incredible. The Yusef Days experience also has an excellent KEXP performance in which they do the Chasing the Drum. So if you're just trying to be efficient, check out the KEXP. And then on YouTube, look up Yusef Days Experience Live, and they have a set in Malibu, and then they also have a set at Joshua Tree. Outside live, absolutely beautiful, and they sound so incredible live too. The audio engineer really snapped on those performances, but there is just something that is so unique about the Yusef Days experience. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I want to call it jazz fusion, but it's so hard to actually place what it is. It's just something different. And in the KEXP interview, post-performance, he's talking about how, when we try to classify with genres and everything, that just closes everything up, and it attempts to put up walls where it's not even necessary for there to be any. And, I completely agree, so I just kind of give up. But I would probably have to say the closest thing is probably jazz fusion. And I don't know, the Yusef Days experience, that is just a band that I can put on and just fucking be just grit my teeth and like, God, these cats are swinging. It's incredible. I've watched their KEXP performance probably like 50 times at this point. I don't know what it is. And I don't think I have to know what it is. And, from just we got a comedy podcast here. I'm an entertainer, guys. I feel like I have some sort of need to have some sort of explanation, but I don't know. We're drawing blanks here, gang. So, I don't know. You just got to experience it yourself, and you'll know. Stuff goes a lot deeper than words, but, we won't get too philosophical. We're going to keep to the music. But, so, those are what I would consider essentials for the Yusef Days experience, is the KEXP, and then the Joshua Tree and the Malibu one. Yusef Days himself, not with his whole band. He has a collaboration album with another British musician, Tom Misch. It's called What Kind of Music. That's an excellent album. And then he also has an album called Black Classical Music, which is another incredible album. And the thing about Black Classical Music, which he touches on this in his KEXP interview, is that jazz musicians back in the day, like Nina Simone, never called it jazz. It was Black Classical Music, which, is definitely something interesting to think about, because, every time we think classical music, we're thinking just some old powdery white dude on a piano. But, classical to that culture, maybe. But, jazz was basically hand forged by blacks in America. So it's like, if that's their classical music, that's what it is. We shouldn't just put such blanket terms on everything. So just kind of eye-opening there. Let's see what other notes we got in here. I believe that's everything that we have for the music. I would love to be able to sort of play some music here, but I don't believe that would be allowed, just based on like Spotify and YouTube rules. I don't know. Maybe we just get a get a radio station, and I can just Smut FM, and I just play some of my favorite tracks. I think that would be interesting for sure. And I'm gonna have to give a shout out to my boy Kyan McDonald from Buckeye Boys State, his band. Hard Hat. They just released their first EP, and the transcranial magnetic stimulation track off of there is just nuts. It's gnarly. I gotta rock with that so hard. The whole EP was pretty good, but the standout track is definitely TMS. So I highly recommend you listen to them. And guys, like I said, I'm not too pressured to try to just drag this thing out, because that'll just, take away from the power and, the meaning of every word that I'm saying. If I'm just trying to say more words, I'd rather it be a more condensed formula. So I believe for the night that this is going to wrap up this little standing room only episode, this little solo music show, the Schmutz Music Corner. So definitely give a listen to those artists, listen to those albums, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?